book review. Decided to do this outside for you guys. This is the book Soul Snatchers, A Quest for True Human Beings by Robert W. Morgan. Unedited review copy, not for resale. This is an excellent book. It's not just about Sasquatch, although that seems to be the impetus of Morgan's journey and the impetus for what he is seeking out in this book, but he finds so much more. His contacts included, this is reading from the back of the book, Nino Cochise, the last Apache chief born free and the subject of the first 100 years of Nino Cochise, the untold story of an Apache Indian chief. Ingram Billy, a Helis Haya shaman on the Big Cypress Reservation in Florida and the brother of Josie Billy, who gave Western medicine digitalis. John Cornplanter, an elder of the Cochiti Pueblo in New Mexico and guardian of the Geshpita Cave, where mythical stealer of children was said to be still active after being burned and sealed in the cave for hundreds of years. Victor Osceola and Robert Tiger of the Miccosukees in the Florida Everglades, where the Chobies, skunk apes, roam. The Tombstone, Arizona gang in 1973, Sid Wilson, the world's oldest cowboy. Hobie Earp, second cousin to Wyatt Earp. Everett Brownsey, the last elected marshal of Tombstone, and John Green, the last surviving member of the Arizona Rangers. Xiang Rinpoche, a Tibetan Lama, including their conversation in Moscow's Gorky Park. But that's just off the back of the book. There's so much in this book which just, it's such an excellent journey, and Morgan really wrote this in a very, very loving manner. Very, very good. It's a really terrific book. Nino Cochise was an older Native American, the last Chiricahua Apache to be born free, and to be born free, and he served as a mentor. He served as a mentor and a adoptive grandfather to Morgan, and he and Morgan had several conversations with each other, including over the telephone. Morgan was searching for the Yamprico, the what we call the Bigfoot or Sasquatch, and he was asking Nino for advice and asking Nino for information about the Yampricos. But Nino taught him so much more. Taught him so much more than about the Sasquatch. Taught him about life, about a life's journey. Morgan travels from New Mexico to Arizona to Washington State, to Florida, to Moscow in his journey. He meets several people along the way. He meets a Reverend Victor Zarley, who claims that he was taken for a ride in a spaceship and happened to know the alien captain of the Star People, as it were, the starship. He met the Tiger family. He met Victor Osceola. Victor had bad luck, as did, unfortunately, the family, the Tiger family. I won't tell you what happened to them, but quite unique situation. He goes to New Mexico searching for the remains of what they call the cannibal woman in a cave in Geshpita, called Geshpita, near an Indian reservation, where he experiences a strange light in the sky as he's camping out in the desert. He meets an Indian in Florida. At first, Morgan believes he is being drugged by this Indian, but he realizes that's not the case at all. But anyway, and he also gets to meet some of the oldest living cowboys in the Old West. He meets the oldest living cowboys, the oldest marshal, the oldest gunfighters. You know, these folks, you know, these were folks from truly a bygone era, and he got to meet them. And there's a photo of those individuals in this book. He searches for the lost people of the Everglades. Morgan finds, however, that he's not necessarily searching for the Sasquatch, or the forest giants, as he calls them. He's not necessarily searching for the forest giants. He's searching, as he finds out from a Tibetan Lama. He's searching for Shambhala, that mythical city in the Himalayas. That is what he is searching for. He finds that out near the end of the book. And it's a lesson we should all take to heart. Perhaps we should all search for Shambhala. And one thing the Shambhala, or the one thing the Tibetan monk tells him is that we are only temporary. What we are traveling around in is a body car. This is our body car. This is not what we are. This is not our true essence. This is just what we have on the outside. It's what we have on the inside that counts. And when this body car wears out, we move on to another one, it's believed. In reincarnation, in other words. We move on to another body car. That death is not really is really non-existent. That's what the Tibetan monk says. Or Tibetan Lama, I should say. But this is a really excellent book. I do recommend getting it. It's available from Pinewinds Press. You can go to www.strangerthanstrange.com to pick up a copy of this book. I was fortunate enough to get an unedited review copy. I don't know if it's any different from the version that they eventually released, but this is such an excellent book. It really is. I mean, I don't even give it 5 stars. I give it 10 stars. This is an excellent book. It really is. I really enjoyed this. And I think everybody else who reads this book would also enjoy it. By the way, Robert W. Morgan is scheduled to be the guest this Sunday night on Bigfoot Busters with Tim and Chuck. I'll be at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, www.blogtalkradio.com/TCSJRBigfoot. As always, we do encourage you to please tune in and support great research and get this book.